I want to share with you a message about Chanukah that you can experience hopefully tonight and reflect upon as you light the menorah. I have a neighbor, Jim, who is a wonderful guy. He's not Jewish, but he takes his holidays very seriously. Comes to Halloween, has all of his decorations way up in advance. When it comes to Thanksgiving, he has his turkey outside, his blow-up turkey, and of course, during this time, he has all the lights, the most decorations on the entire block. The other day, I came home and his house is all lit up with all of the holiday decorations and lights. And he looks at me and he kind of has that relationship with me. He knows I'm a rabbi, and he said, Rabbi, this year you could probably use all these lights. You could use a holiday like this. And at the moment, it was, I understand where he's coming from. Here he has all these lights, and my yard, there's nothing going on. And Chanukah hasn't started yet. But even Chanukah, for him, it's just a few candles. It's not like all these glamorous lights. So what's the answer? And for many Jews, this can actually feel very uncomfortable, especially in the neighborhoods where everyone takes their holiday very seriously. They have all these lights all around. And we have our menorah, few candles, each night adding one candle, one little light. I didn't explain this to Jim, but I'm going to share this with you, and we should teach it to our children. The Talmud teaches us that the menorah that Aaron lit in the Beis HaMikdash, that menorah, it was going to remain forever. How is that? Even after the tabernacle would be destroyed, after the Beis HaMikdash would be destroyed, the menorah will remain in the homes of each and every one of us. So when we actually light the menorah in our house, we are literally tapping into the service that Aaron was doing when he was lighting the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash. And there's no other service like this. We no longer have the offerings. And the one thing that we have that literally is similar to the service in the Beis HaMikdash is Chanukah. When we light the menorah, we should tap into the energy that we are literally like the high priest, like Aaron, lighting the menorah. And when we tap into that reality, I want to share with you one powerful energy that we can actually experience. The Talmud teaches us that when the Beis HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, was destroyed, the shamir, the worm, was also destroyed. Now, who really cares about a worm? But yet, in the time of the temple, there was a special worm that had the ability to literally split rocks and stones. This little worm somehow had the ability miraculously to break up stones, and they used this in the construction of the temple. But when the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed, we no longer have that worm. Now, what does that mean to us? The Kabbalists explain that on a deeper level, not only during the time of the temple was this power to break stones, but there also was a spiritual inner power to break through our stone, the stone that exists within us, which is our heart. During the time of Chanukah, it's a time of darkness. It's the darkest time of the year. That's externally. But also internally, it's a time when we're going into the winter season where internally we could feel a certain darkness, a certain laziness, a certain thickness, something even similar to the feeling of the stone heart. And generally speaking, throughout the year, it's hard for us to break through. But when we light the menorah, we can tap into that energy that existed in the temple, which was that what they called the shamir, the worm, which had the ability to break stone. And we, as we light the menorah, can realize that we have within us the power to break through that darkness. Not just that external darkness, but that inner darkness. So as we light the menorah tonight, tap into the fact that you are like Aaron HaKohen, lighting the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash, and with that comes the power of the shamir, the power to break through any part of us that feels like a stone, that feels so hard, so thick, and we have the ability to tap into our neshama. So now we can explain to Jim the reason why we only need one candle, because the candle represents our soul. That candle, as we light the menorah, what we're really doing is tapping into the energy of our neshama. And it's that one candle, that one neshama that has the ability to dispel and to break through all of the darkness. Have a happy Chanukah.